Hare Krishna, Namaste. Chapter 16 is entitled as Daivāsura Sampad Vibhaga Yoga, the yoga of the divine and demonic nature. Sloka 5. daivī sampad vimokṣāya nibandhāyāsurī matā śucaḥ sampadaṁ daivīm abhijāto Pāṇḍava. Having explained the wealth, the qualities of both divine and demonic in last 4 slokas, in this sloka, sloka 5, Krishna speaks about the outcome, the benefit of those 2 categories of people. The first half of 5th sloka, Krishna says that through the divine qualities one get freed from this big samsara tree, which was explained in the 15th chapter. That is, they get liberated from this material world and attain the spiritual world. Whereas the people who are with demonic qualities get further deep-rooted, entangled into this samsara tree, in this prakriti, the material world. By knowing this, we, as a student of Bhagavad Gita, need to work towards obtaining divine qualities and get rid of the demonic qualities. That's covered in the first half of the sloka. The second half of the sloka, Krishna assures Arjuna that not to fear, because he has the wealth of divine personalities. Let's see the meaning of the sloka. daivī sampad, the divine assets. Vimokṣāya, meant for liberation. Asuri sampad, demoniac assets, their nature. Nibandhāyāsurī, instrumental to worldly bondage. Bandhāya means bondage. Nibandhāya means well bonded or deep rooted. Matā are considered to be Pāṇḍava. O son of Pāṇḍu, ma śucaḥ. Do not worry. daivīm sampadaṁ, a divine assets. Abhijāto, born to, asi, you are. Translation: the transcendental qualities are conducive to liberation, whereas the demoniac qualities make for bondage. Do not worry, O son of Pāṇḍu, for you are born with the divine qualities. The fundamental teaching over here, or the understanding here, is that divine qualities or the divine wealth is that which abide the laws of the Lord. The laws of the Lord are the Vedas, the scriptures. Whereas demoniac wealth is that which breaks the laws of the Lord, meaning doing things against what has been given in the Vedas. The Lord himself says that Shruti smriti mamaivākya yastam ullangya vartate Agya cheti mamadrohi madbhaktopina vaishnavaha. For those who doesn't follow the instruction given by the Lord in the form of Shrutis and Smritis are considered to be drogis, evil people, envious people, who are demoniac by nature. Therefore, they don't get the glance of the Lord. If they don't get the glance of the Lord, they will not be able to free themselves from the 3 modes of material nature. In other words, they will be further entangled into this material world. This was also confirmed in the 7th chapter 14th sloka by Krishna himself. daivī esha gunamayi mama maya dhuratyaya. This divine energy of mind consisting of the three modes of material nature is difficult to overcome. But māmevayi prapatyante māyām etam tarantite. Those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. It is only through the grace of Krishna that one can cross over this material world. That is, to cut off the root of the samsara tree. Tameva chadyam purusham prapatye yata pravrittihi pratistha purani. One never returns into this world when one surrenders to that Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, from whom everything began, from whom everything has extended since time immemorial. So one may ask, how can we get the grace of the Lord through His glance? That is, as already said, by following the instructions given in the scriptures. One must follow the varnashrama dharma as prescribed in the scriptures, which will please the Lord. When the Lord is pleased, He glances at us. His glance frees us from the clutches of the three modes, liberates us from the samsara tree. When one doesn't follow the varnashrama dharma as prescribed in the scriptures, that will displease the Lord. When the Lord is displeased, He withdraws His grace. If the Lord has stepped out from us in our life, then what takes over us are the three modes of material nature, which makes it very, very difficult for us to escape from this prakriti. The sequence is that by performing the nitya and naimitika karma, daily and occasional devotional service prescribed in the Shastra, one gets qualified to perform bhakti. Then the bhakti becomes the means through which one is able to attain liberation. There are many things which are prescribed as nitya karma. One must perform those deeds. By performing those deeds doesn't mean that one get moksha, one get liberated. But at the same time, if one doesn't do their daily duty as per the varnashrama system, they get punished, they get sin. It's like when I drive as per the rule of the Department of Transportation, I don't get rewarded if I maintain the proper speed limit, if I put the indicator during turns, if I stop at the stop sign. I don't get rewarded for any of these things. But when I fail to follow any one of these rules while driving, then I get punished. Likewise, just because we follow the duty, not that we get rewarded for it and we get moksha. But if I do fail to follow my duty, my responsibility as per the scriptures, as per the varnashrama system, then for sure I get punished. Therefore, it is a voluntary program where one has to sincerely desire to cultivate the divine qualities, which helps in vimokṣāya. Those who have the divine nature will progressively attain the Supreme Lord. This was mentioned in the 14th chapter, 18th sloka as well. Urdhvam gacchanti sattvastha. Those situated in the mode of sattva guna gradually go upward towards the spiritual world. But those who doesn't have these divine qualities, rather they have the demoniac qualities, ato gacchanti tamasaha. They travel towards down the hellish worlds. So that's the first half of the sloka. To summarize the first half of the sloka, the daivī sampad, they get liberated from this world, whereas āsuri sampad, they get entangled into this world. The daivī sampad are one who follows the scriptures. Āsuri sampad are those who doesn't follow the scriptures. The divine natured one follows the varnashrama dharma, whereas the demoniac one doesn't follow the varnashrama dharma. The divine natured one follows his duty without expectation, whereas the demoniac one are full of expectation for whatever they do. The divine one tries to sincerely please the Lord, whereas the demoniac one constantly works towards displeasing the Lord. The divine one travels progressively towards higher planets, whereas the demoniac one travels rapidly towards the hellish planets. Now hearing this, Arjuna was frightened, as he was not sure which category he falls into. Does he fall into the divine group or the demoniac group? Because ultimately, whichever group you fall into, you get the result accordingly. If you are divine, you get liberated. If you are demoniac, then you get entangled. Therefore, Arjuna, who is quite serious about his journey in this life, was concerned which category he falls into. What is going to be his fate? What's going to be his destination after this life? Each one of us must contemplate on the same subject matter. We must be thinking what's going to be our destination. To have a good sleep, people work hard during the daytime. For the winter, people prepare during summer. For one's retirement program, people work hard now when they are young and healthy. If one wants to travel to a place, they start preparing, putting pre-plans and make all arrangements now. For one to get into good universities, colleges, one prepares years of education in school. But unfortunately, when it comes to spiritual life, liberation, no one cares for it. No one thinks about it. No one is planning for it. That is our unfortunate situation. We get so much entangled into smaller problems of this life. We start feeling self-pity on ourselves, not having enough wealth, not having beauty, not being born in a high-class family, etc. We fight with each other. There is no unity between families. We must realize that life is temporary. It can come to end at any time. Therefore, we need to start preparing for our next life. And we certainly don't want our next life in this samsara tree. We want to go back to the spiritual world and be with Krishna, serving him. For that, one must take the instruction of Krishna given in Bhagavad Gita to our heart and try to put our effort to follow as much as we could. If we don't feel that fear, then we are not quite serious about our spiritual journey. Only those who are not serious will find all time to quarrel, find fault, be mean, be envious, cheat others, behave harshly to others, which are nothing but the demoniac nature. Who doesn't believe in the scriptures? One who doesn't believe scriptures or atheistic. One who believes in the scripture but doesn't believe in God are also atheistic. Those who believe in God but that doesn't believe in scriptures are also atheistic, meaning they are of demoniac nature. In our next session, we'll see the second half of the sloka to understand why Arjuna was worried and what was Krishna's response to him. Namaste, Hare Krishna.